and welcome to the Dimp Digital Podcast. We're on episode number 64, and this time you've got myself, Apps, and Hogsworth, Dave Salmon. How you doing, mate?
Good, thanks, Joe. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. So this is a quick return for you. You know, usually give you 6 months off, but we've got a couple of bits to talk about that you are undoubtedly best placed to discuss. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about the Doom beta because that's gone and past. People have played it. I jumped in, had a couple of games on it, but you seem to sound like you gave it a far more of a playthrough than I did. Before we start talking about this particular beta, I think it'd be good if you could just give us a brief background on your kind of personal history of Doom and the franchise. Like, have you played them all since one, or have you just jumped in and out? What sort of relationship do you have with Doom as a whole?
Yeah, not a huge one, to be honest. I've always been more Quake and Unreal. But I played the original one.
Sure.
Everyone thought that was great, but I was only, God knows how young I was, pretty young.
Too young to be playing that, really.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And I played 3.
Right.
Which was not even that good, to be honest.
No.
But I just like the fact that, the old school, fast pace.
Yeah.
Brutal. Not really scary because it's a bit too mad to be scary, I think. But I don't know. We've not seen a single player yet.
No, though we haven't do. So we all got to have a chance to. There's an open beta that took place, and you spent some time on it. I had 2 games on it before stopping. Not because I didn't like it, just that I am. Me and my multiplayer competitive stuff. I was like, well, I know what it's roughly like now. I'm happy with that. And what I noticed was that it is fast, but in my second game, I was top of the leaderboard, which is unheard of. I'm never top of any leaderboard, really, unless I've played something for a long, long time. So to me, that kind of indicated that it seemed a little bit casual. Like someone of my ability was able to do well. I know everyone's learning the ropes on it, but typically I'm normally still near the bottom or the mid-range. Would you agree with that statement, that it felt a little bit casual? It's not got any aiming down sights, that sort of thing.
Well, I was bottom most of the time. I had about 15 goes. Maybe they're a bit more hardcore on the PC, or maybe I was just shit. I don't know.
I was playing it on PS4, so maybe they're just not very good on that system.
It was basic.
Yeah,
that's my biggest criticism of it, to be honest. But it's only the beta. But that might have been why you was able to just pick it up and never go. I mean, what did you have to learn? Fuck all, really. Yeah. But apart from that thing, the rune, was it, where you turn into that crazy thing with the rockets? I think apart from that, it was just, you have a couple of weapons. Yeah. You can double jump. Yeah. Be honest, it wasn't even that fast. It was just, I think that Battlefield and that are slow. Well, that's how I see them anyway. Battlefield
is typically stays slow, isn't it, compared to other shooters? You're right about that. I kind of got a feeling of Battlefront playing this, not the way it played, just the fact that it was quite basic in its gunplay. Yeah, like you didn't have to be precise, did you? For one thing, there's no precision in it because a lot of the stuff you're firing is fucking shotguns or rocket launchers.
Yeah, did you use the rockets?
Yeah. I used the rockets for the first game. I didn't get on too well, and I changed class, and we'll come on to the loadouts in a second, which had a secondary weapon as a shotgun, and that shotgun was absolutely devastating. Yeah, it was up because everything's up close. In this, I found it's all there's lots of choke points. You're running a room, then 5 people are running. So the shotgun almost felt like it was made for the maps that I was playing on, and I managed to do quite well off the back of that. But that's one thing they have added is loadouts. So you choose a class essentially, and you can build a class around it. Now that's drawn some criticism, especially from classic Doom players or the old school players. What do you make of this in terms of having loadouts? There's even armor customization in there, those sort of things. Are these things taking away that feel of it, or is it just that it's a small part that's going to modernise it and bring it to a wider audience?
Yeah, I've read all the reviews and I saw them all crying about it.
Steam was going mad, wasn't it? The thumbs down was like over 50%. It was like 64% when I checked once.
Oh, at least I think it was more
higher.
Than that. Yeah, but no, that's pathetic. I think. For that, who cares about the loadouts? Yeah. I think they're just comparing it to COD. That's all it is, because COD has loadouts. Yeah. And they all hate COD probably, because people playing this are probably not going to be the hardcore COD people. No. I think that's all it is, because I don't see a problem with the loadouts, to be honest. It's not hard to pick up. It's very simple. If you're not bothered about it, then quickly go on custom, pick 2 guns. Yeah. Maybe a grenade. I think that's all there was. I had a quick play with it. I literally did that.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. I wasn't really bothered. I like levelling up systems. I think it's good. I don't like it on shooters where you, like I used to find on COD, if you picked that up late, you'd play it and you get all these double hard bastards with level prestige, whatever. I've not played them for ages.
Yeah.
But they'd have all the extras and better guns and all that. I don't really like that. But, I think the levelling up and stuff's quite good. And it gives you a bit more reason to keep going.
Yeah, it gives you some progression, doesn't it? Something to work towards.
I think so. Yeah, for me, that was no issue at all. I think they're just cocks, all the people moaning about that. There's other things I can understand they're not happy with, but not that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. Another criticism I saw, which I kind of can empathise with, is that there wasn't too many. I didn't see many, but there's not too many power weapons to pick up. And I know that old school Doom, you live and die by knowing where the weapons are, where they spawn, and being able to access those areas where they can come to. Whereas I think this might be linked into the loadouts. They felt like you were gifted these weapons off the get go. But how do you feel on that? Is your stance? I mean, is it a bit too similar to stuff that's already out there? Should it have gone more down a classic route?
Yeah, I feel exactly the same, but. Are all these people not comparing it to like Unreal and Quake?
Yeah,
they might not be. I don't know. But my experience with Doom has all been single player anyway.
Yeah,
so I can't really compare it to that. And this is surely it's the same with most people. I could be wrong, but I didn't think the Doom 3 multiplayer scene was huge.
No, you're right.
What are they comparing it to?
Yeah, I think
it must be compared to Unreal or Quake, which is. Not fair, really, on Doom. I did it first. When I first played, I think I texted you and said, not great, bit of a COD clone, didn't I? I think I'd had 2 games.
Yeah.
I wasn't, but then I thought, no, I'm comparing it to Unreal, and that's wrong.
No.
Gave it another go, and like I say, but apart from all that stuff, that there isn't a lot to do. There wasn't really any power-ups.
No.
I didn't like the fact you didn't have to sort of race to pick up a gun.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing. But the core gameplay was quite fun, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly it's not like a COD or a Battlefield or a Halo. The maps are designed, much differently.
The maps were not great.
No,
Did you play both?
Yeah, I assume there was only 2, but I had to go on both of those. Luckily,
I mean the one with the blood everywhere, and that was sort of like a classic, I suppose you'd say, horrible sort of dungeony.
Yeah,
blood everywhere, guts everywhere, and that. It was shit, wasn't it? It was quite small.
Yeah.
No detail at all, really.
No.
To me, it seemed real basic. Do you know, it reminded me of. I don't know if you played it's not like it in the visually, but it reminded me of the Duke Nukem remake.
Yeah, I didn't play it, fortunately, but
yeah, really obviously like shit game, proper shit game, but it's using another franchise. Only that map I'm talking about, not the whole thing.
No.
But it just reminded me of that, like they'd been not even bothered, like some kid had designed the map.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like to me.
I quite like the layout of it, but you're right. There's not a lot going on in there.
No,
it doesn't look very fleshed out. I mean, it is a beta, so maybe they're just trying to stress test it and get performance on it. But that comes on to kind of like my final point on this, on the Doom beta. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. I see Doom in my mind, having played a limited amount of the older ones. It's always been more about the campaign to me. And you're right to bring up Unreal and Quake. They had a much, in my opinion, from what I can see, a bigger, multiplayer scene.
Yeah.
So I get why they've done this, but I think they need to kind of change the marketing and focus on the campaign, because that's what people ultimately will buy it for. Going down a multiplayer and doing a beta route and plugging that is great. It's a great addition to have, but they need to show off the campaign. In my view, I don't know if you would agree or disagree with that, because I think that's what people want out of a Doom game. Like if this was Quake, then you'd have a right to go, right, that's not how Quake multiplayer I envisage. It's fine, they've added some modern bits on it, but it's not what I want. But it's going to come down surely to the campaign, and it worries me now that they've done this because the campaign's not going to be big enough or sufficient enough. So they're trying to make this the main selling point, and that's my concern.
Yeah, that would. I can't see. It could be good if it's like it is. With better maps, more weapons. They had a few bits in. The multiplayer, I think, will be fun for a while.
Yeah.
But I agree that this is the single player. That trailer we saw, it was the bollocks. That was single player, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that looked great.
Yeah.
I'm probably still going to get this.
Sure.
So I'm not. I don't want to sound too negative on it.
No.
But I totally agree. The single player needs to be good on this now, because the multiplayer is not going to keep it going. It's never going to be like COD, Halo, Battlefield, all that sort of thing. No chance.
No,
it's not good enough.
No, they need to show it off as well. We've seen that trailer, and that really hooked me back in. But
what do you think the graphics?
Yeah, it looked fine on PS4. It was dead smooth, even on consoles. Tough to tell because it was just a mess. Because it was just people getting cut in half and stuff. I thought, well, the lighting's really dim as well. It's dark, it's dingy, so it looked fine to me. But I'm no connoisseur of graphics and presentation.
No, it was all right. The characters looked shit.
Yeah,
not graphically. They just looked crap.
Yeah,
they look like they've really not. There's
not much imagination in them.
No, there's not. Was there? They're kind of like cheap. What's he called? The Halo guy, Master Chief.
Yeah,
like a cheap version of him.
Yeah,
it's a bit shit, really. I kind of wanted like a Marcus Phoenix lookalike ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something again. The game's supposed to be so outrageous, and by these trailers, it looks like it's going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they put in some shit character like that as the guy that you are.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it will change in the final release, but it's not long, is it?
No, it's not long. It's dropping in May, so we're not far away from that. Just before Uncharted. And going back to the character design, I have read that. The original Doom character did, for not saying they did, but Halo drew a lot of influence from that guy, like especially the helmet. So if you look at the way the original Doom character, I know you never saw him because you were playing as him, but their kind of concept art, he looks very much like a Spartan. So it's just a shame that Halo's come along and kind of opened it up to everyone. Everyone goes, it's copying Halo.
Yeah, of course.
When the shoe might actually be on the other foot. But for multiplayer, I think you can be a little bit more imaginative with your characters. Because I don't particularly look forward to building up another kind of like GI look-alike of colours and whatnot. But
yeah, I wasn't going to say it because, like I say, it was wrong to compare it to other games.
Yeah.
But I did. As soon as I finished playing a beta, I went straight onto my library and installed Unreal Tournament, the last one.
Yeah.
It's like fucking loads of maps.
Yeah.
You can customise your character massively.
Yeah.
Shitloads of guns, shitloads, everything, basically. Yeah. So, okay, it is wrong to compare it to it, but this is new. They should be bringing in some new stuff, I think, and not just, a grim atmosphere with sort of adding loadouts in. That's not going to cut it, is it?
No, it's not.
But hopefully it will be on final release. And I'm probably, if I can pick it up, maybe not full price, maybe a little bit off. I think I'll still pick it up.
Yeah, I do want to pick it up, and I'm more of a campaign man anyway, so I'm hoping the campaign is substantial. What's your prediction? Will the campaign be substantial enough, or will it be, a side act? You know how most shooters are, the campaign's an afterthought. Do you think they'll go down that route, or do you think they're going to, make sure they're true to the Doom franchise and give us a good, substantial single-player campaign for us to play through? I
hope I'm wrong. Yeah. But my prediction will be kind of, if you're ranking out of 10, a 7 out of 10 overall, with average multiplayer that's fun at first but doesn't last, with an okay campaign.
Yeah.
That's what I think, but I could be wrong. I hope I am.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, there'll be hope. I'm really hoping they reveal some more bits about the campaign, because the multiplayer beta has sort of gone down okay with people, but it's not blown anyone away. Yeah. And maybe they only did it, like we said, just to stress test it.
Maybe.
A lot of them seem to use it as marketing. Maybe they've just gone.
A lot of interest, didn't they? I mean, it's even had a trailer, didn't it? Like now, PlayStation, Xbox, PC on the telly.
It's all there.
So for beta.
Yeah, no. I mean, I hope it fulfills its potential. I hope it just doesn't ruin the franchise. I mean, it's difficult to do. They're already locked in, but it's got an uphill struggle after this. I find they're already down it because they've shown off this multiplayer version of it.
Did you not play 3?
No, I didn't. I did not play 3.
I'd have to play that again. I played it when I was not that young. Maybe 10 years ago or something. I've got it on Steam now. Yeah. I thought it was quite scary.
Yeah.
When I played it, and I wonder if this will be. I don't know if you'd want it to be or not. But I thought it was quite scary anyway. Someone might say it wasn't, but
there's room for that, I think, especially in the opening sections of these type of games where you're relatively weak in terms of what armor you've built up, and they can really work with that. I think it's difficult to sustain that because typically with a survival horror game, like say Alien Isolation is an extreme measure, but the gameplay on that is very good, but it's very samey because you don't really get any better. Whereas I think in Doom, you can start off quite weak. It'll be scary to start with, then you can work you up and become a bit of a badass and then do some damage. But May the 13th is the release date. for Doom, the reboot, not Doom 4. They've gone for a fully fledged reboot, and I just hope that the campaign's good. And when we pick this up, it's going to be a worthwhile purchase. Let's move on to our final piece for you. Never thought I'd hear myself saying this, but you've gone and bought Dark Souls 3. I was pleading with you to get Bloodborne on the PS4 through much of last year. Should have, but you didn't find time to. And I think the knowledge of knowing Dark Souls 3 is coming out was coming out soon, less than a year afterwards. I can see why people would want to wait, because it's usually a more refined version. They do work differently. Bloodborne is a little bit more faster, and you have to be on the offense a bit more. Yeah. But didn't you say originally that you had played Dark Souls the original, but didn't get on with it and stopped it after probably a bit too soon?
Yeah, I got it. It was well old by the time I got it. I think 2 had been out for a while.
Yeah,
I got it for about 99p or something on the Steam sale.
Yeah,
so I picked it up, and it's really really dated. I don't think it was a good port either. I think it was a console port.
Yeah,
and it just didn't play well. It looked like shit as well. And maybe I had better things to play at the time. I wish I had give it more of a go. Yeah. But I didn't really. I had more experience with 2.
Yeah.
But I only played that for a few hours.
Yeah.
I done the usual, like download, and then I buy it soon, and I just never got around to it.
Nah.
I didn't, so I just fucked it off.
That off.
That was supposed to be the worst one though, wasn't it? Too.
Yeah, the original director Mizugaki wasn't on that one. He was off making Bloodborne, so they do say it lost a bit of its focus. Where he's back for this particular one.
Yeah.
You mentioned how the first one ran a bit shitty on the PC. How does Dark Souls 3 run on the PC? Because I've heard it's a little bit of a pig on the consoles.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Smooth.
Really smooth. Yeah, frame rate is great. It's a little bit buggy.
Yeah,
I'll run out. I'll sort of look down, and a dog will come sprinting up the stairs after me. And then when I go round there, he's not there anymore.
Yeah, he's fucked off.
But I've heard that they're all like that a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's nothing that's bothered me. But it looks great. Graphics are lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it runs really. There's not really many options. You got to go onto graphics, and there's not many options, which normally means it's just a bit of a cheap port. There's not much that's going to have been done. But no, it looks really good.
Are you playing with a controller or on the mouse and keyboard?
Controller, definitely.
Yeah. It's made for that, really. So
yeah.
I can totally understand that. So I guess the question on everyone's mind, when they hear Dark Souls and Bloodborne, it all gets stirred up in the proper media. Everyone's like, oh, it's impossible. It's really hard. How difficult are you finding it? You've played, what, 5, 6 hours, did you say?
No. Well, yeah, my Steam time is 5 hours, but a lot of that's probably been on pause.
Yeah, sure.
I'd say game-wise, I'm probably about 3 hours in.
Yeah, okay.
But I've spent a lot leveling up.
Yeah, of course. That's what you've got to do that.
Yeah.
So is it as difficult as what people are saying?
That's fucking ridiculous. I think I've died about 25 times. I died about 6 times on the first boss.
Yeah,
I just bowled up to him thinking it was going to be nothing. I've changed character as well, so I'm
right.
3 hours in.
Yeah,
and I think I picked the thief or the assassin or something. Like a small guy who's fucked. I just went up to this guy. I just started hitting him a few times. Literally, turns around, whack, one hit of the axe.
Yeah,
that's like 3/4 of my life.
Yeah.
And then I tried to dodge out of the way, and he just put the axe straight in my head.
And that was it.
Swung me around a few times. that was the end of me. Tried it a couple more times and was like, I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Can't be that hard, especially on the first boss.
Yeah.
So, I changed character. Managed to do it, but it's fucking hard. But I don't think it's so much the bosses, because you can learn them. You're going to always die. I think.
Yeah.
I've only done 2 bosses, but I get the impression you're always going to die first time on a boss, unless you spread up.
Yeah.
Which I won't. I'd rather just try and learn it. If I die loads of times, then I'll probably look it up.
Yeah.
I think it's more when you get loads of guys on you. Don't know if it's the same as Bloodborne.
Yeah, they can mob you.
Yeah, I ran into an area yesterday and I was fucked off because I had loads of souls. So on do you lose them on?
Yeah. So the they're called blood echoes, and you lose them. You can go back and get them if you can get back to that point. But if you die with them on you, you can lose all your XP.
So I knew how the system worked, but I ran out to this part and I got quite far. So I really wanted to find another bonfire.
Yeah.
Sprinting around, and there's about 15 of them chasing me. Just basic blokes.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to get me. I was dodging all over the place, drinking potion. I lost them. Lost the fucking loads of souls. I thought there's no chance I'm getting back there.
No.
Fucking me, because I didn't even know where I was. Because I was just panicking and running.
Yeah, sure.
So that was the end of that. So I won't be. I've learnt from that.
Yeah. Got to be really careful. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of levelling.
Yeah, that's important.
Try the co-op.
I did do, yeah. So there was I joined like a Facebook group, and there's a couple of people in there that I was sort of went on there and said, look, I'm struggling with such and such area. Can you jump on? One guy jumped on and helped me. But yeah, you can co-op through sections of the game, and you can co-op bosses as well. But I'm not sure how. You can't. It's not like Gears of War where you can set up a lobby and you jump in and go through the whole thing together. It's like if someone else jumps into your game, they'll get the souls, but they won't get the progress in their game. It won't filter back. You're kind of going into their world. Yeah. And later on, I imagine you'll start getting PvP invasions as well. So you'll get people dropping into your game and trying to challenge you and whatnot, which can get frustrating. Bloodborne had it's basically a woman that was ringing a bell. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head, but she was like initiating the invasions. So if you went and killed her, they would stop for that area. Yeah. So I don't know with Dark Souls, I imagine it has something similar where you can stop it yourself, but there is a co-op element to it. I assume you've got it all switched on online so you can see other people's notes and stuff that they're dropping.
Yeah, we tried last night. Me and a friend tried joining each other's game. Couldn't do it. We could join everyone else's. Right. I had one of them invasions, I think. Someone summoned me, and then I was in an area with 4 others, and everyone was just trying to kill each other. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Just trying to play it with my mate, for fuck's sake. Yeah. We couldn't do it. You look on the guide on YouTube, and it says, Dark Souls 3, the easiest way of doing co-op ever, or something. Wow. And you follow it, and it doesn't fucking work.
No. I mean, one thing that Bloodborne had was a password system.
Yeah, it's got that.
So you'd open up... So basically, you'd give a password out, and then a person would try and join using that password, and then only you two would match. But I can't speak for Dark Souls. I mean, it is possible, but you've got to be in the same sort of area at the same time, at the same sort of level. Yeah.
We were on chat, standing at the same fucking bonfire.
Yeah.
Following the guide exactly as you meant to. But I'm hoping we just did something wrong, and we both only just got it. Yeah. I'm hoping it obviously works because I joined someone else's game after.
Yeah.
Get some souls.
It certainly does work. So are you enjoying the challenge, or are you finding it because it's difficult to enjoy stuff that's difficult? Well, people find it difficult to enjoy hard games because I find people are not used to it these days. I mean, if you go back on an old SNES or the games are rock hard on that as well. Yeah, definitely. And everyone forgets that. But are you enjoying this challenge, or do you think over time it's going to grind you down?
No, I think it's great. Yeah. There's a difference between a challenge like that, like trying to beat a boss or get past an area, than through fighting rather than a puzzle. Yeah. If it's a puzzle, I'd fuck it off. I'm too impatient. Yeah. Like 10 minutes, I can't work it out. That's why I'm struggling with the Wind Waker on the Wii U. Right. Because I get stuck somewhere, I'll run around for a bit, and I'm just like, fuck off. If you've got to kill, so at least you know what to do. It's just that you're struggling to do it. Yeah. But I like it. I like the challenge. It is refreshing because games are too easy now. Yeah. Any idiot can complete most games that come out now. It's more about time, isn't it, rather than being good at a game. Yeah, this demands it because there's no sliders of the levels. There's no objective markers. There's no maps. It's so unforgiving, isn't it? I'd love to. Like my mate who does streaming. Yeah, he's got it. So I never watch his streams because he normally plays DayZ and shit like that. But I really want to watch him play this because it'd just be hilarious. Yeah. Just watching him innocently run up to something. Yeah. Just fucking does him in one hit. Yeah. It's great.
You have to be switched on as well because even the small fry enemies, if you're not on your game, they'll put you out of your misery, no problem.
Oh, yeah, I've been fucked up by them.
Like, basically, you killed them 9 times out of 10, and the one time you just didn't give them the time of day or thought, I'll take your eye off the ball. They'll catch you with one, then they'll catch you with another, and before you know it, you've been knocked off an edge, or you're on your knees, and they're putting you out of your misery, killing you.
They get back up as well in this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, some of them get back up randomly. It gives you plenty of time. Yeah. Where I'm a bit shit, I was sort of running about doing that, running back doing that. Yeah, and then you'll come back and someone will go up and it'll be a guy with a crossbow. Yeah. So you get hit out of nowhere and you think, fuck's sake. Then you go back and use the bonfire again. Then they all reset anyway.
Yeah, they all do respawn. But you need to have that to build up your XP so you can,
definitely,
so you can level up. If everything died permanently, you'd never get to a high enough level. And it is... I think you can brute force your way through some of this game if you get a high enough kind of vitality and build that side of things. Because if you're not very good at defending or dodging or putting your shield up, having a decent health bar is one way of counteracting that. And you can build them in different ways. I never experimented too much on Bloodborne with different builds. I just stuck to what I knew, and that was just making him a bit of a tank. And
what did you start with?
They were different on Bloodborne, so they were all like weird ones. Mine was called A Violent Past, I think. They had like a little synopsis, and it started off with higher vitality than your average, but some other things were taken off. But over time, I kind of evened things out a little bit. But it didn't change the weapons you could access, whereas it seems like in Dark Souls it influences all sorts of things depending on what class you've picked, and there's signature skills for certain weapons and whatnot. But it's got good reviews.
Yeah,
and I can certainly see why.
It's sold well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's their best selling one yet, so it's obviously increased its popularity, and I think word of mouth does that to a certain extent. But you just know. You know that some people will not enjoy it at all, don't you?
Definitely, yeah.
It's not for everyone.
But it's a shame because there's a lot of people, like I've missed out in the past on the other ones, who would love it, who just, don't know, it never really, just doesn't appeal to some people.
Yeah. It is a tricky game, and it's not, it takes away all of your kind of gaming safe havens. It just goes, no, find out what you got to do for yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of a proper gamer's game. That might offend some people. But do you think it was that?
Yeah.
I just think it is. You've got to really you've got
to learn how to play it and adapt.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, you've got to be quite good, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
You can't just go on and go, right, I'm going to play this for 6 hours and then I'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You've got to be good at it.
Yeah. And it's good that the combat system is good as well. It's it's quick.
It's fair, isn't it? It's fair. So hard, but it's fair.
Yeah.
Even though you say it's not when you die.
Yeah.
It is.
No. Yeah. It doesn't. You don't often get screwed over by stuff. It's normally a mistake by yourself, and
exactly. Yeah.
It's very fair. You just got to really be at one with your character and be aware of what's around you as well. Because the amount of times I sidestepped off a ledge, fucking hell, I thought that was just poor on my behalf. It's all there, and the level design, I hope it's like Bloodborne, where there's all these little shortcuts you can find and unlock, and the level designs normally are sprawling and are like a labyrinth. If you actually mapped it out, you'd go, that is an amazing piece of like gaming architecture. And I imagine Dark Souls 3 will be the same. And the more you progress, you'll discover little shortcuts, and you'll think, oh, that is handy now. I can just get between those 2 points. And there's a lot to discover. There's lots of optional stuff in there. There's optional bosses you can go and discover. And no doubt.
How long was Bloodborne? Sorry to interrupt.
I think I spent just under 30 in it.
Oh, so it's long enough.
Yeah, it was. And I missed a lot of stuff as well. There was a whole area called Canehurst Castle that I missed, which everyone bangs on about as being like one of the most interesting parts. But to get there, you had to get a certain item and do a certain thing, like a very specific action. Yeah. And I wasn't really looking at wikis too much. I was trying to do it on my own as much as I could.
Yeah.
But you miss stuff like that. So sometimes the best way to play these games is to kind of look up and see what items do and get pointers on where to go, because it will lead you down either a more efficient path if you want that, or you can find other interesting hidden stuff in there.
Yeah.
Because like we said, nothing is given to you on a plate at all. It's all there for you. So you're going to stick this out, aren't you? I can hear already that you sound like you're going to stick this out.
Yeah, for sure.
You're up for the challenge, and maybe when you've finished, we'll have you back on and we'll talk some more about Dark Souls 3. I will probably be getting it, but not at this very moment. I really want to.
Got Uncharted, didn't you?
Uncharted. I've also got
this week. No, it's in May.
No, it's in May. Yes, it's a little way off, but there's a couple of other stuff that I'm playing. Like I'm just finishing off the Division. Got one more mission left.
Of course. I forgot about that,
replaying The Witcher, which is it's even better the second time round.
Yeah,
I'm finding it, and also I got Dying Light, the following edition, on a deal. Didn't get the best, most critically acclaimed reviews, but I like the look of that, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it's awkward, to say the least, but I think I've just got to learn how to play that. So that will keep me busy up until Uncharted easily, and then after that there'll be a little gap. But then you've got No Man's Sky coming in June, and then in August time it'll be bloody time for it all to kick off again with Deus Ex. There will be time for this, but I kind of want to get this on the PC because I've heard, you've said yourself, it runs nice and smooth on the PC, and I think for a game like this, that will really add another layer to it, because obviously on the console they're only hitting sort of 30 FPS on it. To have it run smoothly, and it even drops below that. And I think a game that requires such good timing, just having that higher frame rate and smoother experience will take it to another level. So obviously I've got to get myself a rig that's going to be capable of doing that. So that's something that could come later in the year, and Dark Souls will be the first on the list.
Yeah. Oh well, if you do that, it might be get it off 99p off Steam in a July sale or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Summer sale. We'll have a look at that. But anyway, Mr. Salmon, thanks for joining us, and we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, cheers, Joe.
We are now going to segue directly into my Quantum Break review. After that, I'm going to be joined by Mr. Adkins to discuss Quantum Break, the Xbox One, and Mafia 3. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Come as you are, as you were.
Quantum Break is Remedy Entertainment's latest narrative blockbuster. The team that brought you Max Payne and Alan Wake try their hand at a time-bending third-person shooter. This is Buy It or Bin It, and Quantum Break earns itself a Dimp Digital Buy It seal of approval. But does this live-action video game hybrid have the quality to be an all-time great? Stick around to find out. Here we are then, Quantum Break, Buy It or Bin It review. You've got myself apps here from the Dimp Digital team, and I'm going to take you through my personal review and give Quantum Break its official grading. As always, let's kick off with my cards on the table, very short on this occasion. First off, I played this on the Xbox One, so no Windows Store disaster issues for me. Secondly, I have played and enjoyed both Max Payne and the Alan Wake series, and if I had to pick my favourite out of the two, it would probably be Max Payne. I think that'll do for my cards on the table, so let's crack on with the main review. Presentation and performance is a good place to start with Quantum Break because it's quite simple. It looks pretty. It's a great looking game, and it runs well on the Xbox One. A lot of fuss was made of it being only 720p, but honestly I do not think that was a concern because Remedy have done a great job with Quantum Break when it comes to its visuals. The narrative is a big subject for Quantum Break because it includes its very own live-action TV show to complement the story. On paper, this sounds like an absolute recipe for disaster, mixing video games with live-action. However, when you sit down and play it and watch it, it's actually okay. They've got a star-studded cast there who all turn in awesome performances, whether it's in the game or doing the live-action pieces, and this really does push the narrative along nicely. Now, the way it's actually structured is that you'll play a segment of the game between, say, 2 to 3 hours, then you'll be presented with something called a junction, which is actually where you take control of the main villain, Paul Serene. Now, as Paul, you get to decide how his Empire Monarch react to the game's unfolding narrative. Depending on what choice you make, that will actually have a direct impact on the live action episode, which will follow directly. The live action pieces are about 20 minutes long, and for what they're worth, they're not bad. And I think, to be honest, that is a success because my main fear was that these were going to turn out absolutely woeful. Now, if you do like traditional storytelling and you're not very open to some new ideas being floated, then you're probably best steering clear of Quantum Break because it is very unique, but I know for a fact it's not going to appeal to all gamers because there are moments when you are literally sitting there watching a TV show. So if you're not up for that, then stop the review now and honestly go and find something else to play because it does play a big part in the game. The actual story itself is strong, and apart from the aforementioned junction segment, you'll actually be playing as Jack Joyce, and he is actually played by Shawn Ashmore. And the story itself can get a little bit complex at times, so just make sure you're switched on and you're listening because it will throw things in there. You just have to keep an eye and just go with it. Let it take you on the journey, and you'll be fine with it. And those of you that they're into kind of theories behind time travel and its potential consequences, Quantum Break explores this really well, and I found it very, very interesting. So, what can you expect when you sit down and play Quantum Break? Well, you can expect a lot of downtime because I thought I was going to be zipping through time, blasting people with time warps and unloading bullets into everything around me. And this is an element of the game, and the gunplay is solid. Jack's powers are fun to experiment with and string together, and you're encouraged to keep on the move rather than resting in cover and waiting to heal. Something like The Division, you're encouraged to stay behind cover. So this is a complete change on that. It's all very fast and exciting, and when it kicks off, it's good fun. However, there are an awful lot of sections where you're left to explore the environment and you're left to complete puzzles, and there's even parts in it where you'll actually be taking part in platforming puzzles. Now, I like the standard puzzles and the exploration parts of Quantum Break. The puzzles themselves, the standard ones, are normally time manipulation, so it's fun to mess around with that. And generally, I do like having time to search through environments to get a better feel for the world. I will say this though, with this game in particular, it kind of harms the pacing of it, because you take into account that you're going to be sitting there watching, a live action piece, and then you might not play a proper sort of action piece for another 40 minutes after you finish watching that. So it can slow things down a little bit. When it comes to the actual platforming parts of it, so the platforming puzzles and elements of Quantum Break, this is easily the worst part of the game. When Jack Joyce is in combat, he is as slick as they come. You get tight, good controls to manage all the enemies and all the powers that you've got to deal with. When Jack is out of combat, he's a massive pain in the arse. He is slow, he is sluggish, and he is extremely unresponsive. He won't climb basic objects when you're instructing him to, and he's inconsistent with his jumping. This makes the platforming puzzles very, very tedious and very, very frustrating. And it's a great shame, because these sections really do knock down the game a few marks for me. Considering how slick and enjoyable the combat is, it's just a shame. If we're looking at other issues I've got with the pacing and some of the problems with the game, how many fecking notes and emails the game leaves out for you to read. None of these are narrated, so you can read all these yourself if you've got another fucking 5 hours to go through them all. Now, I don't mind a few of these in games, but Quantum Break really does take the piss with these, especially considering there is some vital information in these documents. I don't want to sit there and read through every single one though. That's Rise of the Tomb Raider, it's all narrated. And then I talk about the pacing again, having to sit there and read through something for a solid 4 minutes, that really drags it down. It's just another element that stops this game from being as good as probably what it should have been. In conclusion, Quantum Break does offer a very unique gaming experience, and one that I'd recommend to the more adventurous gamers out there. It is an interesting take, and one that doesn't hamper the game at all. The new direction it goes down for the narrative, I don't think hampers it, I think it adds to it. But some of the design decisions when it comes to the gameplay outside of combat, the pacing, how the backstory is dealt with, really do peg Quantum Break back. So my official grading for Quantum Break is bronze. So there we have it. Quantum Break receives a bronze in our review here at Dimp Digital, and I'm now joined by Adkins, and we're going to discuss Quantum Break for a little bit, because you've gone out and bought yourself an Xbox One with Quantum Break. Now, but before we get to the rationale behind that decision, let's just take a quick listen to your comments a couple of months ago on episode 4. So if we just listen to what you were saying just 2 months ago. Fuck the recording, here we go. Considering getting an Xbox One for this game, you've got a decent enough PC rig, so does this nullify your need to even go out and spend another £250-300 on an Xbox One?
Yep, 100%. I had that money saved up ready. I was going to buy that. I thought, right, Quantum Break, that's the game that's going to break me, and I will get that Xbox One.
Yeah.
Boom, coming to PC. No need. So they've lost myself for the time being.
Well, there you go. Damning comments there, saying that the fact that this is coming to PC, no need to get an Xbox One yet. 2 months later, we come down the line, you've gone out and bought one.
Oh, hypocrite.
Hypocrite warning.
Yeah, I really fucked that,
So what is done? Because I know you picked it up for a very cheap price. What was it, 217 English pounds, and that came with a digital copy of Quantum Break.
And a digital copy of Alan Wake.
Oh, of course, yeah, you got that as well.
Which is always backwards compatible.
Yes, you do. You get Alan Wake, The Signal, and The Writer as add-on packs. It comes in a code, so you get all that. I mean, that is silly money.
That is,
When you look at, I don't know how that's occurred. And that wasn't from second-hand. That's brand new, wasn't it? That's brand new from, was it Argos you went and got it from?
No, I picked it up from Argos. It was Argos. Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah.
To pick something up from not their store, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's from Argos through eBay.
Through eBay, unbelievable. So... how has that happened? Was it because of the price?
A little bit. It was the price. I pretty much had decided that morning that you posted the deal because it was on Amazon, wasn't it? That you posted the deal, and I thought, oh, hello.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, my thinking was 2 days before my truck nearly blew up.
Okay.
And basically, my turbo went on the truck.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to fork out about 300-400 quid to sort it out.
Yeah, so you put that aside.
So exactly, and then all of a sudden it's fixed itself. It's all right. So I thought, well, if I was going to spend money on that, that means I've got that money spare.
There's no worry that the turbo on the truck might go.
Oh no, that's definitely going to blow in the next week or so. But the deciding factor as well was I was really hyped, like I said in that video. I was really hyped for the Quantum Break bundle, and I was going to that was going to be the one that breaks me. They announced it for PC, so I thought, oh well, I'll just get it on PC.
Sure.
Comes out on PC and it's an absolute fucking disaster.
Yeah, it runs up
50 quid to start off with.
Sure.
On the store that it's a piece of shit that it runs. So I just thought, oh, sod it, I might as well get one of this bundle, and it's thrown in.
Yeah. So that was it. That's the deciding factor. Quantum Break there. You've played a handful of hours with it. Obviously you can't give it a full review, but how are you finding it so far?
I like it. I like the story's interesting.
Yes, it's certainly one of its strong points.
Being a PC snob, the technical side of the game's iffy me a little bit.
Come on.
It's just that hazy thing that we were saying.
Time is fractured, mate. That's what I did mention that actually with Dave weeks ago. I said it when I first played it. It looked hazy, but I kind of just let it slide because I wasn't sure whether that was intentional to make, because obviously the narrative is that time is fractured and it's fucked up basically, and I think they've kind of used that as an excuse to make it hazy. So I let them off because it was running pretty solid, and I think it actually had a really interesting and unique look about it. There's certain sections of the game that it does stuff that no other games do in terms of when there's stutters that you'll encounter and the sparks. Just it's very, very good that side. So I kind of thought, well, I'm up for that side of things. But so you're not overly impressed with it so far, but
only on the technical side. Like the frame rate was good. That's why I thought I'm happy to play games at 30 as long as it's consistent. And so far I've had no problems with the frame rate. No. It's just more that little. It's the motion blur. I'm not a big fan of motion blur in games, so I find it a little bit laggy. But other than that's literally the only problem I can have a go of it. I could, like you said before, I couldn't. If it's at 720, and I wouldn't have a clue if it was at 720 or 1080 without. Digital Foundry telling me. Yeah, no,
exactly. I do think that is part of it, and that's what's influencing people to go, well, it doesn't look as good as it should. How are you finding the gameplay? Because it's predominantly an action third person. It's got cover elements to it. But if you sit in cover too long, that's probably the easiest way to get yourself killed. You've got you're encouraged to keep on the move, aren't you, and use your powers.
Yeah, that was the first thing straight off the bat that I realised is not having a button to be able to go into cover as well.
Right, yes.
That confused me, as well as one not to sprint, but it does it automatically, doesn't it? But yeah, no, I found it pretty good, to be fair. I like like you say, you have to keep moving. The powers and stuff, it looks like you can really be creative with the powers that you unlock. I'm sure you probably do get more later on. Yeah. I mean, there's upgrades and stuff that you can add to them. There's a couple more that'll appear as well to keep it reasonably fresh. But yeah, I quite like a different take on it because I've been playing a lot of The Division lately. Yeah. One way that is just a cover shooter. The cover is your life.
So it was nice to have something a little bit different. And
yes,
Gears Beater coming up, I was like, this is quite nice to be able to just mess around and keep on the move for once. You're encouraged to do that, like I said, and use all the powers that are available to you.
Definitely, yeah. The guns feel like they've got a bit of weight to them as well.
Yeah.
Quite like the vibrations that they've used on the controller as well. Makes it feel give it a bit more oomph.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's certainly an interesting take, and I'll be interested to hear your full views once you've played through it. But have you got into the live action pieces yet, or anything like that? Or are you still sort of
not yet?
First act.
I've literally just done the first act. Yeah. Turned it off there, but I do want to go back to it as it's not too. It's good length actually. I think I saw yours.
Yeah,
about 12 hours.
Yeah, so when I first finished it, the Smart Glass app said 6 hours or 7 hours, I think, and I was like, Jesus, was it that short? And I thought, well, it might have been. Logged back in a few days later, and it got up to 10 hours. So the app was playing silly bollocks there, making me seem like it was really short. And I told people, I even told you, didn't I, when I was only 7 hours. He was like, cool, that's short. And I was like, yeah, it is. Felt longer. Turns out the app was playing up. I don't trust that app anyway. No. I wouldn't trust my life with it, that's for sure. So that's Quantum Break, Dale, and we'll get you back on to get your full views, and we'll compare kind of viewpoints once you've finished that particular piece. But you also went on a bit of a binge on buying Xbox One titles. Can you list off what you've gone and bought? Because you've gone mad. It looks like that extra sort of £100 that's left over from the turbo has really been put to the sword.
So I bought this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I now own 8 games.
Well, the weekend is 8 games there. Are they all Xbox One or Microsoft only titles, I should say now, because there's not a lot of Xbox One only stuff.
Bar 2.
So you've got Halo Guardians, you've got Killer Instinct, Master Chief Collection, Gears Ultimate Edition, Sunset Overdrive.
Yep, well as the Wolf Among Us.
Right, yep.
And
purchase.
FIFA 16.
Cool. Why has that happened?
It was given to me for free.
Oh, right, fine. Who's given it?
I don't know if you know him, Dan Wagstaff.
No.
Someone who had an Xbox and never really, I think he bought it for a media player really and just never plays it. So he's had it going for free, so I took it off him.
Fair enough. I thought it was just because Liverpool have had a bit of a revival lately and you was trying to get on that bandwagon. You've always got EA Access there, which has added that to its vault. Or it's adding it. It should be on now, actually. I think it's this week that was going on. So for $3.99, you could play that as much as you like. But you've already got a copy of it anyway. So you expecting to plough through all these games you've bought? Are they just there because you wanted a bit of a collection? I mean, which one of those, apart from Quantum Break, which seems to be taking the focus, which one of those would you say is going to get priority next?
Probably Halo, I'd imagine. I do want to. It seems like a bit of a grind going all through them again, but I would like to see them all in HD.
So you want to do the Master Chief Collection?
Yeah, I've never played 4.
Right,
or 5, obviously. So so I might start from the beginning. But
just tell you one thing about 5. If I was doing the review and not Bud, it wouldn't have got a gold. So there's silver tops, and that is if I didn't have Hangover. So probably the bronze. I'm shocked. I'm shocked he gave it that. I really am. And if he's listening, I'm still appalled with you for that decision. But I'll let him do it, and that's what happens when you hand out responsibility. You have to take their opinion with it. But yeah, so Halo's going to get some loving.
Yep.
Did you with Gears Ultimate Edition? Did you get a Gears of War 4 beta code with that?
I'm hoping so. I ordered it yesterday, and hopefully it should arrive tomorrow. So I don't know how long that beta's on for.
You know, I've been hearing that some of the codes have had a bit of a mix-up, and that some people haven't got theirs. That is the rumour. I can't go out and confirm that, but that's something to look out for. But that's obviously running now, and people can go through and play that, and it's been interesting to see their thoughts on that. But there you go. So you've now got PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox One. When's the Wii U getting bought? Complete the generation.
Till it gets reduced to £50.
You could have picked one of those up for £200 with Mario Kart and Splatoon.
Star Fox has just been released.
Getting
emptied.
Yeah, that is out there, and I've seen the reviews. It's not getting. It's getting okay reviews, but for Hall's fantasy team, he really wanted an 80 out of that, and it's dropping like low 70. So, a bit of a disaster for him. Let's move on because we've had not an announcement, but more of a reveal. Last subject for the podcast. This is Mafia 3 One Way Road story trailer has dropped. Now, we've got a release date now, so I didn't think it was actually going to come this year. I wasn't expecting it. I thought maybe. But 7th of October 2016. And there's been a couple of previews out as well from IGN and GameSpot. We've managed to have a look and play around the early portion of the game. Now, I played both Mafia on the PC and then Mafia 2 on the 360. Great games. I loved the pair of them. I think they were fantastic. Have you got any history of this franchise whatsoever?
Only number 2. I bought it on PC.
Oh, Johnny come lately.
Yeah, really. I really do wish I started with number 1 because I've heard nothing but good things about
on
it.
PC, that was one of my, and I say on PC because there's a caveat to that. On PC, I had it, and it was one of my favourite games ever on that platform I played. I've played the console version of it, which I think was PS2 at the time. Shockingly bad. Yeah, they had a real nightmare porting that down. But the PC version was fantastic. Story is everything. It's so good, and it's just a lovely change of pace from like GTA, where it was etched in a little bit more realism, and I liked it. But
right.
Talk about that another day. But yeah, so you've played 2.
Played 2 a bit. I never finished it, so I'm hoping to go back for that before.
It's one of your classics, isn't it?
I can't find Mafia 1 digital.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you can only get it on disc.
If I've got the disc somewhere, you can certainly have that and borrow it, and then hopefully get it working. But yeah, great game that was. And I think moving on to Mafia 2, Vito appears in Mafia 3. He's one of your kind of you got like a crew with you. I think there's 4 characters. Right, yeah. He's one of those guys, so he'll be appearing in that.
And is he the main character? Is he
no,
or just a character?
Oh, sorry, yeah, he was. Yeah, Vito was. Yeah.
Oh, he's the main character too.
That's it.
Oh.
So he doesn't die at least.
Continuity.
Exactly. I'm not always a fan of that. Just it seems a bit weird just to have him in there. It's almost like let's just give something back to the fans that have played it, but
yeah, whatever.
But the reviews are out there. Sorry, the previews are out there. You know what? I'm glad it looks good.
Mm.
But from what I'm hearing about what you can actually do,
yep.
I'm a little bit concerned. Only because I'm not sure. I personally want another icon-filled open world. Now, what I liked about Mafia 1 and 2 was that they were narratively driven games. They had really strong storytelling in them, and all they were was set in an open world.
Yeah.
So that the world was there. You drive from A to B to go to your mission and do stuff. Now, people might say that was boring, didn't have any side activities, challenges, or anything like that. But I liked the fact that it was focused.
Mm.
You know, people might think that's a bit of a wasted potential, but
linear.
It was in its structure, yeah, because there wasn't a lot to do outside the missions. But it was just a lovely kind of background to have, driving through a live, breathing city. And the reason why I'm a bit sick of it is because we've had games like Mad Max, Far Cry, The Division, Watch Dogs, Dying Light, The Witch 3, Just Cause 3, Shadow of Mordor. These are all games that have open worlds, and there's just a shitload of activities piled on. So side quests, and you're clearing down areas in some parts, clearing out enemies, and then you work your way up to build up to doing a main story mission.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not sure I want another one of those because they are time sinks.
Yeah.
They are absolute time sinks. Unless they're done really well, like The Witcher, then now I have to struggle, and I think, do I actually want to spend 30 hours doing side activities that probably aren't going to be, written or fleshed out as much as I'd hoped?
Yeah, I can see that being a problem too as well, to be fair.
Yeah, it's got things in there like you can upgrade the main character. I think his name's Lincoln. Yeah. It all just seems very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
We've seen this structure before. Assassin's Creed's another example. We've seen they kind of almost created it, and I don't know. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a good example of it being done very well, and so is The Witcher 3, but I don't know.
I like the idea of if they have these side missions that sort of are still connected, like they're sort of, you do these side missions to build up to a main mission.
Yeah.
If you have completely hordes and hordes of unrelevant side missions, then I think it can get tedious.
We look at something like GTA with the heist missions, not the online ones, the actual main story ones. They were good because they were connected. You were building up to something. But typically, what I find in these open world games is that all the side activities are just nonsense. You go, go, they are too. You go and kill or assassinate, faceless henchman 2 or whatever. You clear out his minions and you kill him, and then that little fucking area becomes yours. Yeah. There doesn't seem anything new in there. I don't know.
No, I'm with you there. There was a few little missions like that in GTA 5, like the pickup truck missions.
Oh yeah,
they were fun while they lasted, but you thought, what's this fucking for then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always weird stuff in there, and you kind of think, is it needed? I mean, GTA do a really good job of their writing. So even if you're doing something so shit as driving a pickup truck to pick up a car, the constant banter between the characters over the phone tends to it's more about that. But no other franchises really do that properly. Witcher 3 does a really good job of setting up the quest, giving you a background, giving you characters, and giving you a really good mini story. But everything else, you just kind of walk up to an icon, it triggers, and then you're in, shooting. You think, what am I actually doing? That's my concern with this particular entry. I'd rather they'd stuck to Mafia 1 and 2, but a lot of people complained, saying the open world was just empty. But for me, that's a refreshing change. I'm not a fan of this clearing down boroughs and areas to unlock missions. What I did notice, though, is that both previews mentioned that there seem to be multiple ways to tackle missions.
I like that.
Yeah, so as long as it's not... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I don't know if they've had that in previous game, in the number 1 or 2, but the
really,
options to go through stealth.
Yeah.
Because I like that the takedowns looked brilliant in this, real brutal as well.
Oh yeah, it looks savage. I'll tell you what I did like. I mean, I like the way the combat looked, and I noticed that when people were shot and were killed, quote unquote, they didn't just die dead still. They were like crawling around, and then eventually I think you could walk up and execute them, or you could just leave them and they would just bleed out. And I quite like that little touch, because often you'll knock a health off an enemy and they just drop dead, like flat.
Yeah,
they're just like ragdoll. Whereas these guys were going down and wriggling in pain. I was like, that's probably more realistic. It's a bit more disturbing watching someone else there. But that's, I've never been shot or shot anyone, but I would imagine it's more along that route, that you don't die straight away unless your head gets caved in.
Yeah.
No. But I don't know. What were your thoughts? I've rattled on a little bit there.
No, that's right. No, that's exactly what I thought. I really like I said, I like it's giving you options of, if you've got a gun, so that you'd expect to go all guns blazing, but if you don't, you've got a trusty knife, you can jab it in someone's face 12 times.
Yeah.
But I did like the animations of the actual main character stuck out. Like he's obviously, we've been told he's a former military man.
Yeah.
And he has got that sort
Vietnam.
That's it. He's got that sort of beefy posture.
Yeah.
So like he looks like a heavyweight when he's sort of throwing his punches and stuff. So that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
But I do like the options of being able to go through stealthily or all guns blazing.
Yeah.
It's quite
I think they're good options to have. I like the setting as well.
Yeah,
the atmosphere and that.
The New Bordeaux.
Yeah, that kind of time zone I think would be good.
Was it late 60s, wasn't it?
Yeah, late 60s. It might bleed to the 70s, but they both previews mentioned they've got a licensed soundtrack. Rolling Stones and that's going to be, if they can get the right tracks on, that'll be great. The muscle cars look so much fun to drive around in. The heavy sliding weight of them. There's a lot of fun to be had with this, and I just hope that they don't take the focus off creating a lightweight story just to clutter it up and, as Logan would say, pile shit on it when you don't need to. If the narrative is still strong and all these gameplay elements come together as good as they look and the setting's good, then I think it'll be a great game. I'm just a bit wary that it's going to be they're going to extend the length of the game artificially, which I can't stand, and I know Mr. Piper will agree with me on that. When he's playing through Mad Max, having to jump through hoops, he just wants to crack on with it. And I think he actually mentioned a couple of podcasts ago he was stuck on a race that he couldn't do, and to progress the story. So he's giving that game to me to borrow now. So he got so sick of it. But final thoughts: hype up or hype down for Mafia 3?
I thought 1,000,000% hype up.
Hype up for you.
Yeah.
There's certain I'm sort of indifferent, like the same. I'm hyped up. I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I've got my thoughts, and I think, well, this could be, I don't know. New dev, Hangar 13. This is going to be their debut game. Illusion Softworks no longer there. I think 2K Czech are still knocking around helping, but it's under the name of Hangar 13.
So release date given as well.
Yeah, release date given. So at least we know, they're obviously happy. Well, we say this and they delay it, but they seem happy enough to give us a release date. It's coming this year. It's coming in October. It's starting to we're starting to get a picture now of that kind of autumn winter schedule when everything goes mad, and this is another one to the pile. And it's whether will it stand out enough for me to go right 30 hours. Go for it. But the setting is definitely appealing. The driving is definitely appealing. The combat looks visceral and violent. So it's got some things going for it. I'm just being a fan of the first two and their style. It's a bit of a departure, but we'll see how that pans out. But I think we'll wrap this particular podcast up, mate. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
If you want to get in contact with us, you can do via Twitter. It's @Dimp Digital, and you can like and post to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Dimp Digital. Our email address is dimpdigitalmedia@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already and you're listening to this via anything but YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the podcast feed so you get an episode drop every week without having to download it manually. If you're on Android, a great podcast app is Player FM. We're on iTunes and other Windows related outlets. Do not forget about the Dimp Digital YouTube channel either, youtube.com/Dimp Digital, and our website is dimpdigital.com, and that will find you all of our videos, podcasts, and some blogs and bits and pieces and opinion pieces on there. So that's the one-stop shop if you want everything we do. That's it for now, though. Game over. It's goodbye from Adkins.
See ya.
It's goodbye from me, Apps. Thanks for your time, and ta-da. He does that window cleaning, but it's sort of like he's self-employed almost. I don't know how that works out, but
fuck me, didn't they used to do that? They did that years ago, didn't they? When I was up there. Oh, Dave Yellowboots used to do it with him.
Yeah.
Out, didn't he?
Yeah,
was his dad?
His dad, yeah.
That's it, yeah. He's quite a nice bloke. Yeah, he's the guy who was fucking. I was laying in the bed. I don't know if I ever told you. I was laying in my bed. He'd done our windows at the pub.
Right.
And I was laying in the bed. I don't know if I'd had a wank or something. I was laying there with no clothes on. I think I might have just got out of the shower, but the towel wasn't even around me. And I was laying there, like cock out, and then someone's at the window, and I'm like, oh no! And I was so embarrassed. I thought, right, if I move, he's definitely seen me. Then I thought, if he's seen me anyway, then fuck it. Well, I might as well just wait because he's already seen me. You know what I mean? So I just laid there still. I didn't move, and then as soon as the ladder went down, I fucking got up, put some clothes on. I couldn't believe it. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was old Dave Yellowboot's dad.